Every year on Christmas Eve, most children are going to bed in hopes of waking up on Christmas morning with gifts left by Santa Claus. The question that seems to be popping up more and more, however, is whether children should be allowed to believe in Santa Claus or other fictional characters. Some people say that allowing them to believe means that parents are promoting lying because they are lying to their children about whether these characters are real or not. Others argue that allowing children to believe in fictional characters allows for brain development to occur. I personally believe that children should be most definitely allowed to believe in Santa Claus. I believed as a child, and once I did find out the truth, I may have been upset at first, but it wasn't as if I was emotionally scarred for life. Many experts are recognizing the importance of imagination and what role it plays in understanding reality. Children should be allowed to express their imagination freely, as this promotes healthy cognitive development. As children get older, they learn themselves about what is real and what isn't. If a child seems excited by the idea of Santa, parents can encourage it. If a child asks if Santa or the Tooth Fairy is real, parents might want to assess their child's level of doubt. If the child has strong doubts, then the child might be ready, and parents may tell them the truth. Often a child will find out for him or herself, so as a parent you might want to probe their curiosity by asking if there was something they saw or heard that makes them think that Santa isn't real, and ask their opinion of what they think is if he's real or not. It's best to allow children to be open to possibility, but also to question. In this study, as you can see here, there's a chart, and it says what kids believe in. And it talks about the Tooth Fairy, and at age 3, 61% believe, because most of the time at age 3, their teeth are still coming in and they haven't really lost it, but if they have other older brothers and sisters, they may know who the Tooth Fairy is. And as you can see, at age 5, it goes up to 65%, as this is the age where most children begin losing teeth. And of course, as they lose their first tooth, the Tooth Fairy comes and leaves money under their pillow. By age 7, the number seems to go down because they're starting to they've lost more and more teeth, and they're coming to the age of where they're in school and maybe around other kids. They've been told that the Tooth Fairy isn't real. And by age 9, most kids have probably lost most of their baby teeth by now, so their thought of the Tooth Fairy dwindles away. When you don't allow children to believe in Santa and others that are fictional, it may very well harm their developmental growth. Will you tell your child that the imaginary friend that they have isn't real? It can be argued that Santa and imaginary friends aren't alike, but both are fictional. Imaginary friends, along with other fictional characters, help children to be more creative, allow them to have greater social understanding, and help them to take the perspective of others better. As a child, many children have imaginary friends, and these imaginary friends help them to cope with their problems. I know as a child I had a problem with being afraid of the dark, so I would have imaginary friends and toys that I believed that would help me to keep away whatever was in the dark that I was afraid of. And when you don't allow children, some parents, they might get mad at their children for saying that something isn't real or believing in a fictional character, when really they're just wanting to cope with the problem that they have, and they might not be able to voice it as well as older children can. Really, the ability to pretend is a strength of children. They can fix the problems that they have with their imagination. I know as a child, I believed in Santa until about the age of 10, until that I found out myself through curiosity and probing around that Santa was not real, and I made the mistake that I've now learned of telling my younger sister that Santa was not real, where she was only 6 years old and still heavily believed in Santa. And I feel that if she had been old enough to understand, and if she had been asking if Santa was real or not, then maybe it would have been okay. But I don't believe that telling her at such a young age, it didn't harm, but it didn't help with the situation either. And I think that kids should be allowed to believe in Santa and other fictional characters, because I know that people say that lying to your children is wrong, but everyone tells white lies. It's not going to harm them. You're going to at some point. When you tell, most parents tell their children, if you don't eat your vegetables, then then something's going to get you, or something will happen. You just should allow them to do what they're born to do. They grow and they learn by finding things out themselves. And if they want to believe in Santa, that's fine. And if kids, when they're in school, start doubting Santa, that's when you express how you feel about it. But as far as I go, I believe that kids should be allowed to believe in Santa Claus.